Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. So, to my calculation, at least for people in my part of the world, we are 48 days into a quarantine. So, I'm not sure if you are in a quarantine in your country or where you're at, but wherever you are, I hope that you are staying safe, staying sane, that you are healthy. It is really some crazy times out there right now. So I hope that you guys are doing what you need to do to mentally and physically and emotionally stay healthy. And I know sometimes that can definitely be hard to do. But I hope you are able to take that time to be able to stay healthy in all forms. Anyway, so in today's video, I am sharing a spread that I actually just shared a couple days ago on Instagram. I did not realize that I had video footage of this spread until I had some issues with my computer, and then I was looking through files and I realized, oh, I've got some footage that I can edit and get out to you guys. So I was happy that I ran across this because I hate, taking the time to film something and then not getting it edited and putting it up on YouTube. And speaking of Instagram, if you are not following me on Instagram, first of all, why not? Because I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers so I can get that swipe up. But no, in all seriousness, if you're not following me and you would like to, it's Amy Gretchen Studio. And I do put and post more photos of my projects and things like that. So if you're interested, you can find more information over on Instagram. All right, so for this spread, like I had mentioned on my Instagram, this week was the week right after I got back from California. And I just did not take very many pictures. I took two. I actually took two because I remember when I was working on this, I went back and I'm like, I'm certain I took more than two images. And I, in fact, took two images that week. So it was kind of crazy. I think I just had one of those weeks where I just needed to not document. And you know what? That's totally fine to have one of those weeks. And you know what? If it's a week, like let's say, because I'm doing my Project Life weekly, let's say that happens to you and you're like, you know what, I don't even want to document this week. I just want to move past it. I think that's totally fine because like I've said in the past, and Ali Edwards says this a lot as well, that it is the sum of all the stories throughout the year that's creating this story and this picture of your life. And so I think missing a week is totally fine. Like the people that do monthly, it's possible that they just really are highlighting 2 weeks out of the month, but they're getting this full story of what the month looked like just out of those 2 weeks. So if you need to skip a week, I think that's totally fine. But there were stories that I wanted to tell. And that's one of the reasons why I continue to do it weekly, is because there are stories that I want to tell each week that are like these little micro stories that I do not want to forget from our life. And of course, I wanted to add these two photos in as well to kind of remember what was going on. So I had two options here. I was set with the 12 by 12 because on week 7 I'd already finished, so I had to work on the back of week 7, and then the week 9 I already had my photos printed out, and I knew that I needed also a full 12 by 12 page protector. So I was kind of locked in to that size. That's why I decided not to go any smaller. And in the past, what I've done is on the right side, I will put all my content, all my photos, all my journaling, all the cards. And on the left, I would do like a big page protector or a large photo or something like that. Well, this time I decided to take a 12 by 12 piece of paper, just a pattern paper, and I decided to bookend it. So all the content is in the middle this time. And I thought that that was a really great option. I hadn't done that before, but I kind of liked that feeling that it was like pushing everything into the center and kind of drawing your eye just right into the stories. So I just went ahead and did that. Now I've had people ask me about the pattern paper on Instagram. I had a couple questions and I don't know where it came from. My guess is that it came from one of Crate Paper Maggie Holmes collections, because I have a couple of her 12 by 12 paper packs, but I can't be 100% sure, so I don't necessarily want to guess. I will say that I haven't bought pattern paper, at least this kind of pattern paper. I think I bought like some Christmas and some Halloween, but I hadn't really bought some pattern paper in quite some time, so that's why I'm guessing it is from one of those collections. But I could be wrong. So if I do find it and figure out the paper pack it came from, or if I can find it just singly, I will definitely put it in the description box below. So if that's something that you're interested, definitely check to see if it is there. The other thing that I decided to use is Studio Calico kit. Now I'm pretty sure this was, and I do apologize that I'm not 100% certain, pretty sure this was the February kit from Studio Calico from this year. I know there's a couple bits and pieces that aren't, like that Clean Everything card that came from an Ali Edwards kit, but I know the chipboard came, and the majority of the cards came from that Studio Calico kit. And I know that because I get two kits. I get Studio Calico and I get Ali Edwards kits. So, and I don't really buy a lot of other embellishments unless it's like a holiday related thing. So I know that it came from a Studio Calico. Anyway, you guys, this was a pretty simple layout here. You can see that instead of doing my traditional 4x6 card for the title, I went ahead and I did a 3x4 card, and I used the Studio Calico mega date stamp, which I absolutely love, the Studio Calico mega date stamp. So every time I use it, I think, oh, I just got to use this more. I've definitely done this treatment where I've had a whole bunch of or I've lined up the date stamps that way. And I love the way it looks, and I love how bold it is. The other thing I really loved about this spread is all the black and white, just that bold pop of black and white. I just really like how that fit in with all of like kind of the pastel colors. So anyway, kind of a hodgepodge spread from me this week, but I really love how it turned out. And I love the options you can have when you want to tell, or when you have a little bit less stories to tell, but you have a lot of spaces to fill. Anyway, like I mentioned earlier, hope you guys are doing well. And thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments section below. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe and like this video. It really helps me. Thanks so much, you guys. See you later. Bye.